Hey, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade EM and Chat Repair. Today we are starting a brand new project. We are going to start a Williams Little Chief. This was a trade deal. As some of you may know, that I got a Roy Clark, the Entertainer cocktail pinball machine. And this is the trade. So for me to get that game, it was a straight trade deal where I shopped this completely, do a 100% Mark's Basement Arcade shop job on it, and I get that cool cocktail table as an even trade, which is pretty cool. The only thing, I'm doing everything to it, but if it needs any parts, the owner of this game is going to provide me with all the parts and stuff like that. So that's what's cool about it too. I don't need to order anything. I just let him know we need like a flipper rebuild or something with a pop bumper skirt or whatever. Yeah, I got this from Daryl's party yesterday. For coming 15th out of 16th place. I got picked prizes on a table, so I basically had my choice of what I wanted because I knew the person that was in 16th place. I knew exactly what they're gonna get, so I knew exactly what I could get. So I got this 2-drinker thing. I just put it together. I didn't clean it yet, but it's cool, so I figured I'd wear it. Yeah, I could bring this over on Friday night streams, which would be pretty cool. I could use this while I'm playing pinball, you know. But yeah, it's cool. And welcome back, Dave. I hope you enjoyed your vacation. So anyways, yeah. I can't think of what else is new. I am picking up a new game next weekend. I will be posting a video of that. Some of you may know what I'm buying, but don't tell anybody because I want that to be a surprise video. Dave may know by now what I'm buying, along with a couple other people. So, just to get this across, here's my Mark's Basement Arcade link, so please subscribe. And here's the Midwest Gaming Classic link, and that is one reason why you're here, I hope, is because you're supporting the Midwest Gaming Classic. Midwest Gaming Classic is at the end of March 2023, beginning of April. It's basically that last weekend of March, first part of April next year, 2023. So be there or be square. Don't be square. But yeah, it's not just pinball, it's going to be all arcade. Yes, and I hope you enjoy your first cherry, Dave. It's all, anything you drop a quarter in, you will find at MGC. You will find retro gaming, old Ataris, what do you call it? Old home gaming systems. You will find computer gaming. You will find new gaming systems. If you're in the card RPG game, what else? Anything to do with gaming, board gaming, dice gaming, all that stuff will be at MGC. I'm just sending Dave a message. I don't want to tell everybody. I just want everybody to be surprised when I post a video. So Dave, now you know. Alright, so I can't wear this hat anymore. I'm afraid it's going to fall off. It's actually sticking on really super good. But I know the minute I bend over, it's going to fall off. So, there's enough of the fun. Maybe when we get some more people on the stream, I'll put it back on just to be interesting. So let's go to the one camera. There we go. Now you can see just the head, the top of the head. go. There's little Chief. Pretty cool. I need to spin this around. We're going to move this camera too. Let's go to 2 cameras. I don't want to get both of these in there. Put this over here. Yeah, Dave, he just said I'm selling that. I'm like, well, I'm buying it then. So we're gonna try to show how this glass comes out. Too big, small. Alright. I want to get. Do we got what I want on? Sure. No, I don't want that one on. Okay, that. I want that on. And I guess we could have all. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Alright, I'm going to kind of show you how to take this, hit the glass out of a EM. So you can see the front. You can kind of see some of it here. And you can see the back, which I really wanted you to see. Take the glass out of EM. I always work on heads on a table. It's just a lot more comfortable to work on it on the table because I'll lay it face down. But in order to do this, this glass has to come out. You pull both of these rods back, which they are actually metal that slides over the top of the glass. You pull those out so the glass can come up out of the channel, go forward a little bit, and then slide out. You should see it. Well, in this camera, well, kind of. That lifted up, and it goes just like that. Now I can take this and scoot it back a little bit, and it will come right out. And this back glass is actually in pretty good condition. It's got some touch-up marks on it. You can see where it's by the 3 up and just above the 1 up. And what else? Otherwise, this is a real good original Survivor. They did a good job touching it up because it's in the black so you can't see it. It's got its typical little fading right here, the little Chief. It should be a nice bright red. But that happens all on these glasses. So I want to put this completely out of my way. Right now we will put it there. And I'm going to move my chair here. And I'm going to move my glass for Grand Prix. I'm going to put it in my stash cabinet right away. Get it out of the way. Nobody can see what I'm doing anyways. I got a stash cabinet here. This is where all my back glass goes and hides. There. That's what I like about that. It's a perfect hiding spot for glass. It's out of the way. Nobody ever goes in there. I'm the only one who goes in there. So all my back glass hides in there. And a fish tank. And some books. How's that book? Oh, a Game Informer. When's the last time you saw one of them? Oh, and a Mad magazine too. They don't make them anymore either. They went out of production for Mad magazine. I got the last one somewhere. I don't know where. But I was subscribed to them. Alright. Let's get back to this mess. Hey, Board Dog, what's up? Hey, it's like we might as well start streaming right now. Alright, let's get 2 cameras. We'll get you out of the way. Alright. Now, this is what I do with my heads. I work on them like this. It's just so easy for me to do this. Work on them like this. Now everything is here. And it's perfectly fine to work on. Now you can see why I take the glass off. Because if I'm working on anything and drop something down like between a score reel, it's going to hit the glass and it's going to scratch it. So I did on one of my own personal games, and I put a little bitty scratch in it. You couldn't see it unless you knew where it was, but it really freaked me out and it drove me nuts. So we are not doing that. And this is not my game, so I am double protecting it so that glass will stay in that cabinet until this game is ready to be put back together. So now I got my ham containers from Target. I buy my ham Market Pantry brand, and they come in these cool containers with lids. So I use those for storing my junk in. My tools we'll put on the table. Board repair video solar fire. That should be on Dave's channel. Yeah, that's on Dave's channel, and it might be on mine. I can't remember. It might be on my channel too. But if you see me in a little screen right here. Here's solar fire actually. The solar fire is right here, and the play field is way over here. So we're actually going to be starting to put that together. Alright, score reels. Can we do all these? We could. I don't see why not. Let's get this here. Like to. We can get all these cameras going. No, we can't, because this one's on a short leash. I can get it kinda. No, it doesn't matter. You can't really see it anyways. You can see more of it with this top camera. I can zoom in a little bit. Alright. So, as you know, Ryan is here. Ryan is of TurboGrafx 7. Him and Dave stream together on Buffalo Pinball, which will be Tuesday nights right now, but Ryan's on a little break because he's expecting a package, so he will not be around for a while. So Dave will be streaming on Tuesday nights, so I think it's 7, if I'm correct, Dave. So if you want to put your info on there, and also you too, Ryan, because you're doing pop-up stuff on your other Twitch channel. So these will pop out really easy. There's this little, yeah, you can't see it. Alright, so let's go to this. You can see this? Perfect. And this one's not even in all the way. I'm not even touching it. It's not in all the way. It was never seated. There's this lever here, right here. This little lever that's right here. I'm flicking with my thumb. This goes and locks into a channel here, and that's what locks the reel into the machine. But as of right now, we are gonna bust apart every single one of these reels. They're really pretty easy and quick to do. I need my little screwdriver. I do not like doing these anymore. I used to love them. They're just so repetitive now. I don't like doing EM score reels, but I'm really good at it, so I do them. But what you're going to do is you're going to take that C-clip out first, and then there's 3 screws here that hold the reel to the gear. It's like a cam gear. I can't say I don't like doing score reels. I just don't prefer doing them anymore. It's just, this is what I don't like doing. I don't like cleaning these anymore. I clean them so damn good, my hands just curl up like this. I guess if I didn't clean them and threw them together like some people do in their videos, I'm not going to say who does it, but he doesn't clean half this shit. He'll clean a little bit what needs to be cleaned and then throws them back together. I'm not going to say what guy does that, but if you're going to rebuild a score reel, you need to do exactly what I'm doing and tear these suckers apart completely like I'm doing. That is the only way to clean a score reel correctly. There is no other way. In order to do this, you need to take all of this completely apart, clean it, put it back together. All these pieces you can see, they're all black and dusty and dirty and stuff. Those will all be going through a ultrasonic cleaner. Like I said, that is the only way I know to get these cleaned correctly. But I've seen people where they don't even take the score reel off this. They just kind of move this stuff around and then pull it out. They'll clean the contacts behind it and then they're like, okay, it's rebuilt. That is not rebuilt to me. There's these tiny little clips you can see on my finger here. When you are taking these apart, take these clips, go to the hardware store and go buy several of them. There's one on each one of these levers. Go buy several of them, because chances are you're probably going to lose one. And I keep spares of them, because I don't want to be in that predicament where I got this apart and I can't fix it, put it back together because I don't have one clip. These are the contacts we're going to be cleaning on here, and they go around in a circle on this PCB, and that's another part that needs to be cleaned. That is more for bonuses and stuff like that. It isn't full score reel operation, but it is for like the bonuses. Here's another piece that we'll be cleaning, one of the levers. Now we'll take these two screws out. Thunder only happens when it's raining. I got that song stuck in my head. I heard it a couple times the other day. Players only love you when they're playing. I gotta practice my singing anyways. This, I don't know if you can kind of see it. It's got a bend to it, and that's acts as like a spring mechanism. This just holds it down. This will slide out. This will get all clean too. It will be nice and white again, and all the dust and stuff will be off. I want to check the coil sleeve on here, which seems to be spinning. And it's held on by two screws here. So far this is coming apart beautifully. And this game I actually played several times last night before I brought it home. So it does work almost fully 100%. This neck right here is broke. That's the only thing I noticed which was bad on it. We're going to have to loosen that up a little bit to get the coil stop out. Nice coil stop. That can go in there too. I really want to see about the sleeves. Now that will just go to the side. We'll rinse and repeat. Oh, the RL. Okay, yeah, you're talking about those resistor things. Dave, did we? I think I got that video is on one of the streams of where we fired it back up, or did I record it on and it's not posted? It might be on my YouTube channel where we got Solar Fire fired back up, and it might not be. It might be in my queue. But anyways, yeah, part of Solar Fire is on Dave's Arcade, and the other part of Solar Fire will be on Mark's Basement Arcade. It's kind of like a joint rebuild. Dave did a lot of the playfield stuff, and I'm doing more of the playfield put back together. Dave did all the playfield restoration with painting and cleaning and polishing. I will have some mechs I have to rebuild. But that's another deal that Dave and I did. I did Solar Fire, and he is re-clearing my brand new CPR playfield that looks like hell. I hate to say it, but I bought that brand new playfield from CPR. It looked beautiful. I left it in a box to cure. I took it out of the box to show somebody, and it was planked like crazy. I mean, really horribly planked. So Dave is re-clearing it, and I'll get it back looking like a sheet of glass, like it should have been when I opened it up the second time. And then this will pull out. Notice this one right here, this score reel doesn't have any PCB on it because it's only needed, I think, on 2. Okay, this one has it on 3. So it's got it on the 10s reel, the 100s reel, and the 1000s reel. 10s, 100s, 1000s, 10,000 reel. It's got it on a 10,000 reel. The 10s reel is for the match, and I can't tell you what the other 2 are for. I don't know if maybe Dave knows and he can chime in. This is loose, which is good. These screws right here are loose. Oh, yeah, extremely loose, which is good, because now when I put them back together, they'll be tight. Okay, that sleeve comes out. Why I'm taking the coil stops off is because I want them to, I want to make sure that they slide out of the score reel. Big clip comes off here. We'll do this bank, and then we'll probably move on to something else, because I know it's kind of boring watching somebody take 20 score reels apart. I know I wouldn't want to watch somebody take 20 score reels apart. So we'll do 5. And then we'll, maybe we'll go to clean this player unit or something. We could do that. Rebuild that player unit. So what's everybody doing today? I imagine Dave is probably unpacking. Ryan is probably, I don't know, getting ready for his package to arrive. I'm just doing this with you guys. I have a Grand Prix I have to get finished yet. We did the head last week. I got it back up on its legs. I had to knock out 2 of the leg bolt holders and replace 2 of them because 2 of them were destroyed. Here's another thing I want you guys to look at on EM score reels. The plunger and the plastic here. You should have some play here. If you have excessive play, you're going to have to replace this whole piece. I've only did it once. I've only had to replace one of these once. And here's another thing too. Coil stops. if your coil stops are really bad on an EM, you will get a loud buzzing when the score reel fires. They'll be extremely loud. That's another thing you got to watch out for too. You will get that loud every time that thing rolls around. So I had that on one game. I ended up had to replace the coil stops on it because that one score reel was so damn loud. So if you got a really loud score reel, that's probably it. You have a bad coil stop. I want to clean the coil stops too. I want to throw them in ultrasonic cleaner. Loose. That one was tight enough. Top one was loose. Your real graphics for my hooligan pool machine to screen print on new felt. And that sleeve comes out because it's coming out with the coil stop. I can go back like that. And we got one more to do. Like I said, they may not be pretty easy to you. I've just done so damn many of these things. They feel just like super easy. I don't even take pictures of them anymore. So they just feel so easy to me to do. But I can see where they seem very complicated and tiresome to do, because you also have to go through on these switches too and adjust the switches on there. We will do that when we put these back together. We'll rebuild this same bank here too. So when we go through the machine next week, we will rebuild this exact same bank. So you can see how these all go back together. You can always remember the big red spring goes here, and then the little spring goes here. They're two completely different sizes. But these red springs, if you put them in ultrasonic cleaner, chances are they won't be red anymore. So that's like a coating, and that will come off. Thunder only happens when it rains. Players only love you when they're playing. That song was by Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks wrote it about one of the members in the band that she was dating that screwed around on her. Imagine that you have to play a song that is about you, and it's a #1 song in your band. That is some seriously screwed up stuff. You have to play a song for the rest of your life in the band about something you did, that somebody wrote a song about you. That is actually cool, but screwed up for the bandmate that has to keep playing it over and over again. That one's tight too, which is good. So this, I don't know if I can find parts to rebuild it, we'll rebuild it. If not, it's not going to get rebuilt. These are the harder mechs to get parts for. Okay, that I have to unloose a little bit. They are very hard to get parts for. Yeah, that coil stop comes out. Alright, we will take these and notch them back down, kinda. They're not going to lock in, obviously, because the locking mechanism is not there. But these will keep them more by themselves. Alright, so we got these started. So we're going to move on to a player unit. And I'll set these under the Grand Prix so we don't knock them over and get them messed up. Player unit's right here, so wide. Let's get you up a little bit. And then when we come down, which way do we gotta go? The ultra-sided cleaner, I have a cheap Harbor Freight one, and it doesn't have any temp control really on it. So I'm gonna say I think it like maxes out around 100, 110, something like that. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't really have a temp gauge on it. It's a great cleaner, but I would probably be safe to put it at 100 degrees if you have one like with a temp gauge. I would say that you would be safe at that temperature. Okay, is this on? Okay, Dave, take care. Let's put this over here. I want to kind of get as much as I can on this so you guys can see. This one. We can turn face cam off. All right. I want to get most of that. There we go. This is the player unit. Basically, it's on player 1 right now. Player 2, player 3, player 4. That's it. As you can see, watch flashlight. There. Watch these circles when I do it. There's one. That's a lock, so you'd be player 2. Player 3. Player 4. Notice how everything's moving a little slow. Now I'm going to reset it. This should spin back really quick. It's not. We got a little fight to us. It isn't bad. It isn't smooth as I like it. It's working perfect though. This is fully 100% acceptable how it's working. However, we're gonna redo it. It's just because it is working, but I am not skipping it. I am still going to rebuild it. So I'm gonna have to get a couple tools. In order to do this, I need a wrench, which would be 3/8. Nope. 5/16. 7/16. I'll go there. We will need that. We will need coil sleeves. I'll need my screwdriver. All right. Let's do one other thing too. Let's mark it. It probably doesn't need to be marked, but we're going to mark it anyways. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the top of the board so I know where the top is, and then I'm going to mark the top of the reel I'm taking off, the back. These usually don't need that marked on them because they're the same all the way around, but I kind of like to do that just because you get used to it when you take steppers apart. because you got different fingers that go in different places. So always try to get them back into the home spot, and then mark them. So just get in a habit of doing that, so when you do tear them apart and put them back together, everything's in an original spot when you first mess with it. Okay, what I want you to notice here, right here, is a rivet, and that goes into a molded part that's on this whole assembly here, and that allows this reel to stop on this spot here. It cannot back up any further. So that will lock that down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my screwdriver, and there's a hole behind it. You'll see when we take this apart. I'm putting my screwdriver in here because as soon as I remove the screw on the other side to take this apart, this is going to want to spin. It's going to want to go that way, and we want to jam it so it cannot spin and go the other way. See, as I turn it, you can see it moving here. There. Now I got the screw loose. I will show you on the other side as soon as I get it off. This can come out now. It's not needed anymore. There is a nut and a lock washer on the other side. We won't need this either. Now this, it just slides right off. And you can see right here, I put that little mark. Well, there you can see it better right there. And it's also lined up with this. As you can see how this is notched, it's a rectangle. So it's either going to go in back this way, or it's going to go back that way. It's really not going to matter too much. But as you notice, this one's cut a little different. It looks exactly like these are all lined up in the same holes, but we're just going to do that. That way we know this is going to be the top, because we are going to clean all these too, which they are not that bad, but we are still going to clean them because these are what makes contact for your player unit. That can get set over there. Alright, we need drivers, not drivers. What is that? 5/16? I always work on these taking them off. I think that's 5/16. It might not be. It might be 11/32. I don't know. I can't get at it. Might need to use a little wrench on it. Of course I don't have the right ones. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. What is this? It's a 5/16, so it's got to be 11/32. Yes, it is. It's 11/32, but I can't get in there because this is fat, so I use my skinny one. Is that right? No, it's not 11/32. It's gotta be 5/16. It's neither. Alright. This is fun. Let's try a 10mm or a 9. Let's try a 9mm. Too big. Or is it? It's just loose. It is a 9mm, which doesn't make any sense, but it's probably just a wrench I don't have. I like taking these out. It makes it easier for me to work on them. First time chat. So, Real Vinyl Dude, I also want to give you that link since you're new here. I am Mark's Basement Arcade. I have a 500 and just shy of under 600 how-to repair videos. So if you are into working on EMs, you might want to check out my YouTube channel. If you could, please. I believe you will get tons of even better videos on how to rebuild these, because I can only do so much live, but when I'm not live, I can move the camera into better viewing angles so everybody can see them a little bit better, and that way I can pause and reset stuff better. But I'm just trying to more get people a gist of what's going on right now. I only can move this so much too right now because it's connected through the harness here to the credit unit. I only can move it so much. But moving it like this, as you can see, is a lot easier to work on. And also, I will tell you another thing. Let me go here. There. That will show you how to subscribe to MGC, TV MGC. If you have an Amazon Prime account, it will let you subscribe for free. No, I don't want that. I want camera. Camera. I cannot stress enough to constantly take pictures of your work. I have rebuilt tens of these, and I still forget sometimes exactly how they're set up. So we're gonna take pictures of every part on here, where the springs are, and all that good stuff, just so I have documentation, so I can go back to my camera now and take a picture. This is the bomb. Arnold Palmer. Ah, it's that good. Alright. What we're going to do now is we're going to get this top spring off. We don't need it in our way. I might as well put these in there too. Now we're going to take this, and we're going to take the spring off here, but you need to count how many winds you got to it when you pull it off. Watch out, it's under tension. It's usually about 3 to 4 winds. Okay, it's going to go clockwise now. We got 1. We got 2. We got 2 winds. Well, that could have been another problem too. 1 more wind on it, it would have been smoother. So that had 2 winds. That's going back to 3 winds. It needs to go more than that. I'm going to take this off partially. I will show you why. Because I need to get this rod here off. So I'm going to loosen this back screw here a little bit. There, that's enough. This front screw will completely come out. This, now we can take it and flip it out of the way. And we'll put this screw back in there. And now this, I have full access to take that off. And that reminds me, we do need lubricants, so I might as well just have them over here waiting. Alright, we got that off. Now this spring will come off, which is held into a groove right here. And sometimes you need the screwdriver to get it out of that groove. That spring holds this washer down. There's another E-clip here. I call them C-clips on accident sometimes, but it's another E-clip that will come off. And this piece will slide right out of the way now. This is going to be the first piece I clean. The reason why we're cleaning it, see how I just moved this up? Now I'm going like this. This should freely fly back and forth like this. That is not good. This is a sticky stepper. See? It should be on going back and forth, going clang, 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 clang. It is not. Sticky stepper. We're gonna fix that. Bag of rags. I only can reach my blue ones right now. I got a bunch of white ones from Miss Dippin' Donuts. This is what we're here. This is naphtha. That's what I'm using to clean it. It's naphtha. I just put it in a little container like this so I don't contaminate the giant container. Then you screw it back on because you will knock it over and you will have a mess. Okay, I'm going to clean this off good, but then I'm also going to lay it like this, get my naphtha. I'm actually going to put some right on that. I'm going to work this back and forth now. Ah, look at that. See how it's moving? And that's what we want. I'll clean this part first because I want the naphtha to fully dry off before I oil it. So I like doing this one first. It's just what I do. You don't have to, but I want to make sure all the naphtha is dry on it. Yeah, there we go. I want to make sure all the naphtha is dry on it before I lube it. Now I'll just flip it back, keep doing this back and forth. Get all that in there. Now you can see it's moving by itself now. And that's what we want. And this is really gummy. So I'm going to put even more on there. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I gotta get some Q-tips too. Clean all this off. Make it pretty. The way when it's rebuilt, it looks rebuilt. I'm a firm believer of cleaning everything, even if it doesn't really have a use to be cleaned. It's just, this piece just looks nicer now. I need to get a Q-tip. We got to clean the gunk out of the shaft here. Now for Q-tips, I like using these up and up ones because they're plastic. If you get the ones where it's kind of like hard cardboard, sometimes when you're cleaning, they'll snap them, and these just don't snap because they're plastic. So I will just put a couple drops of Q-tip, naphtha on it. Look at that, see? And we will clean out the inside of this. Man, look at that. There, clean and dirty side. And I am a firm believer for EMs, which this is, they need to be tore down at least once in their lifetime. Around now, they should be fully tore down and then put back together. I believe so. Now that this is dry now, well, look at that. It moves by itself. You notice it didn't move before by itself. Alright, this is clean. We'll throw that in there. Q-tip will go in the garbage. And this we'll tighten back up. Alright, move to the next spot. We will pull this out. Alright, come on, come on. You got junk on you. There we go. This ring goes on the other side. This, now we will clean this shaft off. And I need to get a scrubby pad. For a couple reasons. Green scrubby pads, 3M. Use the 3M ones. These are all the exact same. This is just used a lot more than these. I highly recommend the green 3Ms. The cheaper brands, they tend to fall apart a lot more, and then you'll have green little nibs of junk all over. You're going to get some with this, but the other ones just kind of like break apart really easy. Now we're going to clean this off really good. This should have a nice copper shine to it when we're done. Man, I wish I had some music I could jam out to. This will get a light coating of grease on here and right on this mating surface right here where my screwdriver is on. That will get a very light coat. I'm just going to clean the gears off, because those can get dirt and gunk built up in them, and those will affect how the gear works. Let's get a little more juice on there. Clean all that up. Go around on the spring. Wipe any excess grease that's on it. See how my towel's turning red? That's what happens when you clean the red springs. It will take the glue off, coloring off of them. Alright, this piece is fully clean. We can set that off to the side. Now we will take this off. This will have one piece here. Might as well just leave this here. Get my naphtha out again. I like keeping my naphtha away from me because I've been so many times where I've knocked it over. I just have knocked it over so many times. It's pathetic. The more you can clean up on all these parts, the smoother everything will work forever. By the time this machine fully gums up and breaks down again, I won't be alive, and the next owner won't be alive probably. This game, like I said, it probably hasn't been tore down like I'm doing now. It probably had, the last time it was a part like this, it was on a production line. This will come apart too. We will clean this. Clean all this off. And get a Q-tip and we will get inside there. We'll clean that off. Might be able to. This has some good left juice on it. I will use another one still. But this is usually a very dirty part. Actually, I got clean. We'll try one more Q-tip. Now, if you don't have naphtha, access to naphtha, you can use rubbing alcohol. A lot of people say lighter fluid for like one of those box lighters is the exact same thing as naphtha. There, now you can see how clean it is. That is a clean toothpick. Alright, that is done. Alright, now we're going to get these coils off and clean the rest of this. Let's clean the shaft off too. 2 shafts we got to clean off, this one and this one. I will point them out with the screwdriver right here. Remember I was telling you about the gear? This is the part where we're talking about. See how my screwdriver can go through? And this piece right here, that rests on there so it can't spin around. That is the stop for that. So in case you were wondering. Now we will just go through here and clean this completely out. Which isn't too bad. Nope, not bad at all. Alright, that's clean. Let's get this coil stop off. There are 2 screws right underneath it. There's 1 screw. Put that here. Another screw. And they're tight, which is good. Which is perfect. I want to check one thing on here, which is probably still not updated. And we're turning it back off because you don't need to know about the 2021 show. That needs to be seriously updated. Shouldn't be having that for the 2021 show. New coil sleeves. I'll throw those here. This will come out. We will clean this off. Clean this groove out, because this will get a very light lubrication on it. I take scrubby pads We're going to clean this off. It's pretty smooth. I just like giving a little polish to it. There. Put that there. We will get this coil stop, which is in great condition. Clean that off too. Get that out of the way. This spring right here you don't need to remove. There's usually never an issue with that at all. And that doesn't have to be lubricated. If this is not moving freely, excuse me, you are going to have to take the whole board off to get at this mech and then to loosen it up, but I've never had to do anything with these. They're always so free and moving and stuff like that. Coil sleeve comes out. This is garbage. Clean a coil off. Now you don't have to clean this off, but come on, you're in there, give her a clean. It's not going to affect any gameplay or anything. It's just, I'm like, well, I'm in here, so let's clean it. New coil sleeve. That will go like that. This will go like that. Coil stop. Go back underneath that. Screwdriver. One screw. I don't put those in tight until I get both screws in. Now I will tighten them down. You really don't have to He-Man them down, but you do want to snug them. Now we got, you can see these screws here. That was loose. Not good. Loose. They weren't crazy, stupid loose, but they were loose enough, or another year or so, that might rattled itself loose. Always inspect your coil stops to make sure they're good. They're usually good 99.999% of the time. They're perfect. And this is the original coil sleeve. It's aluminum. Gone. I can clean that. Let's get in this area and clean down here. So what's nice too about this, you're seeing in real time how long it actually takes to clean, tear apart, and fully refurbish one of these mechs. Get in there. Always inspect this too. You want a nice smooth end here. Otherwise you're going to have to bust out your file and file it down. This is in perfect condition. Alright, that's good. New coil sleeve. Put that back in there. That will go like that. Coil stop. As you can see, it isn't really that hard to do this. If you take your time and take pictures, that's why I do these videos, so you can actually see how everything comes apart, goes together. Some people just tell you to rebuild the stepper. Now you're seeing exactly what it takes to rebuild a stepper. Every step you need to step the stepper. You know what I mean? Now I'm tightening these back down because remember they were loose. That will slide in and out of there really nicely because we get a new coil sleeve in there. Alright, this part is kind of done. We will have to put the pieces back on, but I want to... What am I dragging on? I want to take you... We're going to move you over to the other side. Don't get all motion sickness on me now. Alright. We're going to clean this side off. Now remember I had my mark there. This has no grease on it. Right. It's got some dirt on it. Now we're going to clean all these contacts off with the green scrubby pad. There's a good look right there. You can see they're clean. Yes, I've seen people do that. That is a good practice to do. Chuck them and polish them. I'm sure it does wonders for how smooth they are. But with the green scrubby pad going over them, it does make them smooth. It's not gonna polish them like in a drill. I don't see why not to do it. It's just another step that I don't do. I just feel that a nice wore out green scrubby pad and you put in there and you spin it inside of it like that, it gets a good polish on it. But yeah, the thing is, the more you polish, the smoother it will be. But yeah, you can polish them. You can totally polish them. There's nothing wrong with that. Now these, you can start to see already, that's got more shine than that. Now we're just removing the years of tarnish off of them. So we'll do one little spot. You can already see the difference. Clean, tarnished. And with this, I am not destroying it. See how hard this is? And this is what happens to them after you use them so much. They turn into this. This is sacrificial. This slowly wears away. I'm going to have all little powder here. The green scrubby pad will not destroy any of these rivets. I know there's people that say it will do that. Everybody does this different ways. Some people will use a Dremel and polish them. Nothing wrong with that. Some will use chemical cleaners like Tarnax or I forgot the other one. They will use that to clean it, which is the same. Yeah, some highly polish them so you can see a reflection in them, you know. I think that's kind of going overboard. But you do get a smooth operation just by cleaning them. But yeah, I've seen some people that you can almost look at these things and see your face in them. They clean them so good with polishing. As long as you remove that layer of tarnish off of them and you get them shiny like this again, they're good. You can use whatever you want to clean them except for sandpaper and steel wool. Steel wool should never be in a pinball machine. Sandpaper, you really don't need to use sandpaper to clean these unless like one's been damaged really bad, which does happen. Then you can use sandpaper on it just to get it flattened back out. But you shouldn't really need to. If you got some damage on that, chances are your other contacts have damage done to them. There. Now we got a full shine of all of them. They're all clean. So now we will take this and wipe them all down. Here, and that's the last little bit of dirt on them. Now this too, we're going to clean all these little contacts. These, as you can see, let me go on to manual focus. There. These are flat, kind of flat. They're just a hoop shape, and they're designed to go up and down. They actually got good pressure on them, so what we're going to do is we're just clean the top of them off. Start at one. We're going to start here where it says GS. That's going to be my starting point. And what I'm going to do is each one here, I'm going to hold my finger over the back of them, and I'm just going to go like that. Now I'll move to the next two. And we'll go to the next two. You don't need much to clean them. There's just a small pad. And we'll go to the next two. Next two. See, these clean pretty quick. Next two. Like I said, I'm just keeping my two fingers on them, so I'm not pushing them down and getting them all funky and stuff. I've only I think chucked one or two of those plungers, Dave, and that's because I had to do some filing on them because they were really damaged on one end. So I chucked them up and ended up polishing them just to get my roughness off from my, just use of this sandpaper and file. So yeah, those I did polish. Okay, now those are all clean. Autofocus, back on. Alright. Now I'm going to put this back in here. Let's clean that. It's got a little gunk on it. Ooh, I got that too. See, that's like about the naphtha, it dries real quick. I'll go back there. Sometimes this falls off, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes they're on there, sometimes they're not. Now, we're going to do the old Super Lube. I use Super Lube. Dave uses a bike chain super dry lubricant. They're both excellent products. I just like Super Lube. And if you can see right here, you can see I got all this dust, and that is from the green scrubby pads. I want to wipe my finger off. Get my finger clean. Alright, what I'm going to do now is just slather the hell out of this. The reason why I want to get in there really good. And you are not leaving it like this though. Alright. I'm not done. I'm going to take the clean part of my middle of my rag. We're going to wipe all this off. We're going to get really good and scrub it. And just wipe all that off real good. See? Get it on this other side. The middle. Now you know why I work on corners and save the middle. See, now by doing this, they all have a really micro thin layer of lubricant on them now. And that's what I want. What I did was I spread it all around here. It makes the board clean. It kind of, I don't know if it really moisturizes it or not, but this is like a hard old fiber board. So by me doing that, it also makes it look really nice and clean and new. But all that grease is now wore off, and there's just a very micro layer of Super Lube on there now. A super ultra fine layer. Now this can go back on after we put this back on. So remember what I said about this? This goes, we will turn you back around to the other side. Ooh. We'll put a little bit of grease on here too, because we need it for the inside of the hole, because it's metal to metal. I usually don't care what people say. If you've got a metal to metal contact, it needs to be lubricated somehow. It needs to be. It's metal to metal. This is just a very thin layer I'm putting on here. I feel it needs to be lubricated if it's metal to metal. Now remember, this piece right here is going to set right up tight in there, and I will show you once I get it in there. See how it stops? It can spin around. See, it's on top. It's going to go around, and it's going to stop. It can't go anymore. So now you remember, we marked the top and the top. That will go back like that. We will get our lock nut. and our bolt. This can be tightened back down. You just tighten it down till it stops. See, I'm just using my finger basically. And you notice I'm tightening it. That stop is keeping it so I can tighten it. Now if I want to loosen it, see how it moves? But so I'm using one finger. That's about as much tight I'm doing on it. I may have to loosen this nut up on the back a little bit when we get to that next point. Alright. Now remember this piece. This is where I use this. This is super lube in a pen. I gotta do something with this clip. Usually put it on here. There. Take this off. I'm gonna take a couple little drops and get it so it rolls behind it. Because this is pressed together, you can't really get in there good. So I'll put the Super Lube pen. This is like really like oozy liquid. Now I'm going to do what I did before. My wash is done. Alright, flinging all that grease in behind there. I need a little bit more. Didn't get in there good. My wash is done though. I usually put this on earlier and I forgot. So I put a lot on there. No. The reason I put a lot on there because I really wanted to get behind it. There. Now it's there. Now you can hear it. There we go. Now we got movement. It's moving by itself now. Alright, now I'm going to wipe all that excess grease off. Lubricant. It's like a really fine oil. Now it moves by itself. Before it didn't. Alright, that's done. Now we're gonna start putting this stuff back together. I'm gonna put a little bit of super lube on that shaft. Because we got metal to metal. Actually, that one doesn't need it because that's plastic. We're not lubing plastic. We're just doing metal to metal. Now here, this part right here is going to ride inside the plunger. So we're going to put a little bit on that. Because that's going to ride right in here. So I just want to put a little bit on there. This will go over the top right there. Now I'm probably going to have to look at my picture again. This, since like I said, this is the shaft part and it's plastic, so it doesn't need any grease. That will go back right there. We need to get this out of the way though. I turned my plunger on accident. There we go. There. Get that C-clip on there. Little needle nose pliers. The snapper up in there a little easier. Oh yeah, I'm having chili for supper. Venison chili. Let's look at venison left over from years back when my friend shot one. Okay, that's all there. That goes like that. I'm gonna wipe the little, I have just like microscopic amount left on my finger where these two, yeah, I just need a little bit more. Where these two rods rub on each other, I like to put just a little bit on there. I'm done with super lube now. Alright, that goes like that. Now this the part I still need my camera to remember how these springs were on there. Okay. I still use my camera, yes I do. Like I said, I've rebuilt these a bunch of times, but I still don't remember exactly where everything goes every single time. It goes like that. We need to put this washer. We gotta clean it. I'm gonna put it back on. That will go there. Spring. Clean that off. This has a smaller end on it and a bigger end. The bigger end goes over this side and locks into there. The smaller end goes on there. Now remember this wind? This had 2. We're going to put 3 on it. So we're going to go 1, 2, and we're going to go 3. Like I said, normally these are 3 to 4, but this only had 2 winds on it for some reason. We're going to see what it does with 3 winds. Come on. There we go. Yeah, 3 winds is too much. 3 winds is too much. It is crazy. I've never seen it on 2 winds before. Two winds is not letting it, I mean 3 winds is keeping it from advancing. Alright, we gotta loosen that nut up on the back too. Like I said, sometimes you gotta loosen that up a little bit. Yeah, it's going good. Have to do that a little bit on the back again. That's working good. It's weird how usually 3 winds does it, but on this it didn't. It's totally against the 3 winds. So that is the first time I've ever put one of these together and only had 2 winds. it's working beautifully. 2, 3, 4. Everything's lined up good on the back. Yep. Alright, now we will take this screw and we'll put it back in here. My fingers are all slippery now. I want to get it up on the top layer. Put this back. And we'll get this back down into there. And then we will get my buzzer out. We'll buzz the contacts clean. And then we will make sure that they are adjusted correctly. We'll mount it back down, and then we are done. Done with this unit. Alright, we'll get this out of the way. Hey Tim, what's up? Captain Chuns. I do not recommend using any compact contact cleaner or anything. I do not like using a file. The only time I use a file now is on high voltage switches that have been misadjusted and are wore like on an angle. You know, like they're like at two weird angles. They should, you know, the contacts should be flat, but sometimes they've been adjusted wrong, so they like wear like a wedge. So then I usually will file them flat and then readjust them so they are flat together. But this is a generic Harbor Freight Dremel that Dave's Arcade gave me, and this has a actual Dremel 443 bit. So what I'm going to use that, if you can get in there with this, I found out on Gottlieb's it's the hardest to use this on because a lot of their switches are so tight together, so I don't. And then when I do that, I will use, let me see if I got a piece over here. I should. I use 600 grit sandpaper. I take a piece of sandpaper and I cut it this big. As you can see, then I take it and I fold it in half like this, the long way. See, now you got sandpaper on both sides. And then I'll take it and I'll put it between the contacts like this, and I'll just go back and forth like that. That's what I used to do on every single machine. But you go through a lot of sandpaper, and then when you clean on the end, then you can just take this end and rip it off, and then you get a new little area, and you keep doing that till this gets short to nothing. But you can do that, or I like 600 grit sandpaper a lot. Or you can use this Dremel, plug it in, and what do we got? We got 2 switches to clean. Or you can do that and just be done. Yeah, go back and forth like 3 or 4 times, maybe 6 times, and that will remove the contact, you know, all the dirt. But that 443 Dremel, that in a couple seconds you're done. It totally cleans the contacts really good. And it will also, if the rivets on the contacts are dirty or loose, you will get a spinner and you'll be able to see it spin, which you don't want. These are adjusted beautifully. What I mean by adjusted beautifully, let me widen this out. Yes, the Dremel's the way to go for sure. If you can get in there with a Dremel, the Dremel just bzz, bzz, and you're done. Contacts, here's your, let's say this is your closed contacts. When this one opens, this one should move a little bit with it. Now we got an open contact. I'm really exaggerating this. When this one now closes, it should move a little bit like that. So when it opens and then closes, see how it does that? Opens and then closes. What you're doing, these contacts are constantly wiping each other. It'd be more like this. They're closed and then open. Closed, open. Closed. See how my hands wipe a little bit there? My fingers are the contacts. So as it opens and then closes, the contacts touch each other, but then they get that little wipe. And that will always keep your contacts clean because they will self-clean themselves every single time. Now if this just comes up and goes like this, you're eventually going to get arcing, and you're going to get a buildup of carbon, and eventually it's going to do this, but it's never going to have a contact anymore because you're getting that buildup of carbon from it arcing. But if you get that where you get that little movement every single time, it's always going to clean itself. So you want to do that, and that's what this is doing. Let me see how tight I can get on the switches. That's it. That's as tight as I can get them because we're so far away. And let me get in autofocus and see if I can tighten that up a little bit. No. It's about as tight as I can get it. Alright. Let's open this up. Now you'll see when I push down on this. See this top switch right here? This top leaf? Flashlight. Watch when I push down, you'll see that top leaf move a little bit. It's got that little bit of movement to it. That is enough to clean it. I can bring it down just a little bit more. Now you'll see more movement out of it. See, watch when it comes up. See how it did that? Yes, that little wipe. You need that little wipe. You're exact correct. And now this one right here. See when I open this one's just getting a little bit of movement. I'm going to take that and go right at the end of the leaf and give it a little down. And give it just a little bit of wipe. My contacts are open now. When I go to player 2, they're closed. Yep. And I'm getting out a little bit of wipe. Open. Closed. And that's what you want. You want that just little bit of wipe. That little bit of wipe will always keep your contacts because they're constantly, doing that. They're closed, and when they open, you're getting that little bit of wipe every time. And that's what keeps your contacts clean. When they just touch, you'll get that contact for a while till you get that carbon, and then you're screwed on it. Then you don't have any contact anymore. So that's exactly what you want. You want that little micro wipe, and that is the trick of EMs to keep them clean and working properly. That's what you want. All right. If you are new here, Captain Chuns, That's my YouTube page. Please check it out, like and subscribe. I got almost 600 videos on rebuilding all different types of mechs, flippers, score reels, you name it, different machines. Check it out. Yeah, please subscribe. And also, if you ever get into the Midwest or you know anything, check out Midwest Gaming Classic. Midwest Gaming Classic is the biggest event of its kind in the world. And I'm not exaggerating about that. Everything to do with gaming you can find at the Midwest Gaming Classic. If you're into arcade gaming, console gaming, video gaming, board gaming, dice gaming, role play, cosplay. If you're into anything to do with gaming, they had LARPers there last time. Anything to do with gaming, Midwest Gaming Classic is the event you want to be at. Our last show that was this year was the biggest out of all of them. It was the biggest. Early Saturday, the show runs Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Early Saturday, just after we opened, we already beat the previous year's tickets. And people were still lining up to come in. Yeah, it's totally clean now. It was functional, except for this lever here. It wasn't moving on its own. Now it's doing its thing. I had to loosen this screw up on the back a little bit because it just didn't want to do what it was doing smooth. And I found out sometimes you got to do that. There we go. Let's see if I can tighten it back up or if I need to loosen a little bit more. Yeah, it's like no matter if I tighten it up or loosen it, this is just like a slow stepper. Let me see if I tighten it back up to where it should be. Yeah, that's a little bit too slow. This isn't like the snappiest stepper I've ever put back together, which is weird. It's doing what it needs to do. It's just like not the fastest moving one I've ever put together. But this one also, it only had 2 winds. You know, you've rebuilt these before, and normally you get 3 or 4 winds out of this. I put it on 3 and it wouldn't do anything. And I put it at 2 and it worked great. I like that. We'll leave it at that. Let me get 1/8 of a turn. Yeah, that's not making any difference. Put it back. Did you move yet, Tim? I'm guessing you haven't moved yet because you're talking to me. I'm guessing you're still in the same spot. Yeah, that's good. I'm guessing you have not moved yet. And that is a rebuilt stepper. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Like I said, buy the game and I will help you every little bit I can so we can get your machine working. So if anybody you guys don't know, Tim is my friend from years now. He wanted to buy a machine and he wasn't sure that it had issues. And I had the almost exact same machine. I'm like, buy it and we can go over back and forth together and we'll work on it and get it working. And he did on himself. So cool. One more question. What is the best approach to clean dirty score reels? Okay, I will show you. Are you talking about just this? This reel? Are you talking about just cleaning these? Okay. The trick about cleaning these, yeah, Mike, you've been getting some good deals though, Tim. Trick about cleaning these is there are very differences. See the one? See how it's shiny like that? And let's do the 8. See the 8? See how it's shiny? We're getting that reflection right there. These are the really best reels for cleaning. Gottlieb uses on some of them. If you see how you can see my 8 is shiny like that. If you're not getting that shine, it's going to be really hard to clean the reels. These are like painted on. Let's do one. I will do one for you. It's a little bit of a process, but you're going to be like, wow, afterwards. And what do I need? We'll do one reel. How's that? Clean, clean. I have to do them anyway, so let's do one. Where's the rest of my dirty ones? Here's a blue one. Alright. We will set this other camera up right here. Alright. Let me put my junk over here. And I will show you how to clean one reel. And it's going to blow your mind a little bit by the time I'm done with it. Alright, let's get here. Let's find one dirty reel. These are all in really good shape. This one, where are we? This one's got some dirt on it. These are all very clean on this machine. What's the dirtiest? It's definitely not that one. We'll do this one right here. That is the dirtiest. Okay. And I need towel. You're gonna get yourself some of these. It doesn't have to be this brand. It can be the better brand. But these disposable shop towels. The reason why I say it, these are nice and strong. We can widen this out a little bit. Alright. First step. Windex or any glass cleaner, ammonia free. We want ammonia free. Make sure it's ammonia free. This is nice and wet. Where do I put that reel? We're going to take it and clean it. Test one first. These I know will do it. These are Williams reels. I'm going to go around here because if you do it on the wrong reels where it's not shiny, you're going to, this is going to be black. I like going this way mostly because you can see how these tabs are here. You can go with them. If I go this way, I'm going to hook every tab and tear my towel apart. But I've done these so much, I know exactly where not to push anymore. Okay, I usually go around 2 or 3 times on the outside. Clean, kind of. I'm going to go on the inside. We're going to clean the inner lip in here. Now just remember, I'm going to be doing this 20 times to each reel. And this is why I always say I hate doing score reels. Because you do this 20 times exactly how I'm going to do it, you're going to tear your hands up. Now this way, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go right in the edge here and we're going to clean that. This is a 3-step process now. 1, yeah, 3. Alright. You can see it's a lot cleaner. You can use the water-free cleaner to clean playfields. I have heard people say that you can do that. You get the goop that's grit-free and water-free, and you can use that to clean playfields. They say that's really good to use. I've never tried it yet. I'm going to try it one of these days. Okay, this. Clean, kind of. Next step. Novus 2. This you can get from Harley dealers, or you can get it from your local pinball place. This is a fine scratch remover, aka polisher, aka cleaner. You're going to need two cloths. Take it. I always shake it up. I don't know why. Put a blob on the end there. Close her up. Take this. Fold it over a little bit. We want a nice big glob on here. Now we're going to do the same thing. Start at 0. Get that way you know where you started from. Now we're just going to go around in a circle 2 or 3 times. That's why I always like starting at 0, because you know where you started. Okay, we're back at 0. We'll go around one more time because these reels are pretty clean. Yeah, they say it works great. I have not tried it. On all the machines that I have done for you, you won't probably ever have to do that. Just go and yeah, you could probably, just for initial cleaning, you could use that and then go over with wax when you're done. Okay, I went around one time. Now I'm going to do the same thing like I did with the towel. We're going to go in here and clean the edge. We're going to clean this area here. Now this all depends on how dirty the reel is too. A lot of times in here, it is so dirty. Take a little bit of naphtha and go in here and clean. There'll be like grease or something in there. Alright, that's done. Now here I'm going to do the same thing. Go around a couple times here. These reels are very clean. What's the goop called? It's like waterless hand cleaner. The stuff I'm using right now is called Novus 2. Okay, no products like that in Italy. Yeah, I don't know if you could like order from Amazon or whatever. But waterless hand cleaner without abrasives is what some people use for cleaning playfields. I use Novus 2 and wax. That's all I use. Alright. That is 1,000 times better from when I first started it. Notice the 8. Let me get there. See how much more of a shine that has now? I will compare 2 together. One I haven't touched versus this. Alright. Now, we got that all done. Next step. We're done with that towel. Novus 1. This is a really super fine cleaner. This is like the last step. This is, people say it's just Windex. It isn't, because it's milky white. This is a real, it looks like water with milk in it. I don't know if I can, yeah, I'll do it on the blue. You will see it on the blue when I spray it on there. You can't really see too good, but trust me, it's like a white. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start on 0. I use 3 towels, one for each step. We're gonna go around it. Go around it 2-3 times. Hey, what's up? What's his toes? No, exactly. Do not ever use Novus 3 on a playfield. Never, ever, ever use Novus 3. 2, a little bit. If you really know what you're doing, you can do a whole playfield in Novus 2. I do for my initial cleaning and polishing. So now we're just going around several times. I'm not even keeping track. Now, right now we're going to go back around on the insides again. Yes. Yes, 2 has a little bit of grit. Novus 2 has a little bit of grit. Anything that's a polisher is going to have some type of grit in it. It just all depends what fine. Just like Novus 1 has a very ultra fine grit. Novus 2 has a little thicker grit. Novus 3 has got more grit. It's just like sandpaper, 100 grit versus 2000 grit, you know. Then we're going to go in here and we're going to do the exact same thing again. Okay, we got one last step. As you can see, this is a lot cleaner now. We will get to number 8. And see how I always do 8 because it's got the most black on it and it's got a better shine. There we go. We'll do 8. See how you can see that? Alright, last step is a clean microfiber towel. Clean, nothing. We're going to take it, I'm going to hold it a little tight in my hand like this. And I'm holding it tight like this. And I'm going to keep spinning it in a circle for a little bit. Yeah, some of the bellies will do that too. I know if you leave them soak in water for a little bit, sometimes the letters come off too. I did that on Captain Fantastic, and then I had to use a pen, a black shiny gloss pen, paint pen, to touch them back up. Alright, as you can see, why I always say I hate doing square reels is because of this. I do this for 20 on a 4-player game. Alright, what I'm doing now is I'm holding it kind of tight, and my hand is getting hot now due to the friction. But now we got, look at that 8. There. When the light hits it, it's like disappearing. There. Because it's so shiny. There's there. There. You can see the difference. See on this one I cleaned, you can see 2 lines of white, and this one I haven't. You're seeing 1 line of white. You know why? My light fixtures above have 2 fluorescent bulbs in them, and since this one is so highly polished now, it is reflecting both bulbs. Now, if you don't believe me, we'll just do this. Yeah, there we go. But still, I guess it does show it over here. But notice the color. See how this one, they're fuzzier compared to this one, how this is so shiny. Now, notice on this one right now how fuzzy they are. You can see both bulbs in there. Well, let's switch it over. And now you can see how crisp they are now. So yeah, this reel here that I just did, all the numbers and everything, there we go. Look at that 8 versus there. Now we got 2 on each one. See the difference? It's crisper, it's whiter, it's brighter, and it's doing more of a reflection. We'll take them and we'll flip them again just to make it even. There we go. You can still see the difference between each one no matter how I do it. It's absorbed more into this one, and this one it's reflecting it. That's how I do score reels. I have a whole thing on cleaning score reels on my Mark's Basement Arcade, which is right there. It's in the tips and tricks. or tips on how to, or yeah, I'm sorry for zooming in on my crotch. But yeah, on my how to page, I have a whole thing on cleaning score reels. It all started with my Grand Prix. They were just dirty and filthy. This is the clean one. I'm gonna put that over to the side. But yeah, here's the 4 ones I haven't touched, and then here's the clean one. It is a lot different when you have them in your machine and you have that one bulb shining on them. You know how you have the bulbs in the square reel? This clean one right here is really going to be crazy looking compared to these, because these are dull and they're not polished and they're not holding, they're absorbing the light. And this one's reflecting it. So this one's going to be the bomb. But anyway, okay, I got to clean those. I wish I could show you my Grand Prix head. Maybe I can. I just sold this Grand Prix, so I'm just doing a couple little spot checks on it. I never finished the game. I did almost everything to finish it, except for fine tune it. No. And this was really fun doing a Grand Prix, because there's 24 of them. But yeah, you can see if we put a light on it. There. See that they're reflecting really super nice. You get a nice reflection to them. Even from this far away, they're still reflecting the light real nice. How far am I away now? I'm very far away. There, you can see how far I'm away, and they're still, you can still see the light going off them, so we'll keep it here. Just that little bit of moving this far away. But yeah, those are the first reels I've cleaned with this method. And they're the bomb. This is a new, that's a new label tape thing. Yeah, usually for score reels, you're gonna print new numbers. There are some people that do sell, it will be like a label that's about this long, and it will wrap around the score reel. Problem with doing that, you got to get it on the exact correct spot, because where's the clean one? On a score reel, I'm gonna have to manual focus this. Okay, we're right there. See this nub right here? There. That nub is what locates this score reel. That is the locator. Let me get one of the gears. The cam. Okay, where are we? Here we go. Right here. There you go. See how it's got that cutout right there? That fits into there. There, you can see it right there. Right there. See how that fits in there? And if I move it, see, and then it locks down and that's what keeps the gear, the score reel in tune. Oh, now look at that shine. That's what keeps the score reel in tune. As you can see, this is odd shaped. This is like a camshaft on a car. It goes in and it moves switches. And that basically tells the machine if it's on 0 or 9. Is that on Williams? 0, 1, or 9? Let's look. I know I'm blurry. I will show you why. Let's find pinball stuff. One more pinball stuff. Here we go. Yeah. Right there. That cam will tell if it's on 0, 1, or 9 by how those switches close. And that is exactly how a pinball machine knows what's what. It doesn't know what number you are on unless you are on 0, 1, or 9 by the switches. If you get 10 points, it knows to fire that coil once, but it doesn't know if you're on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 2. It just knows if you reached 0, 1, or 9, which is really cool. So, but yeah, if you're gonna put back on autofocus. Yeah, you can reprint these, but the numbers all have to be lined back up perfect again in order for this to do its job and let the machine. Otherwise, you might stop on like that, you know, between numbers instead of right on 4. It might be off like that, or it might be more up like that. So that way with the reproductions that people make, or if you print your own, you gotta make sure that they're right dead on center again. So yeah, this week I'll be putting the head back on Grand Prix. And then hopefully I can get that delivered pretty quick, Miss Dippin' Donuts. I'm just very busy with summer right now. And then this, what do you call it, the machine we're working on, I told the guy as soon as his pinball tournament was over, which was last night, I'll pick it up, because you know I got that little cocktail pinball machine, and this is what I traded for a full shop job. So I gotta get this Grand Prix back together, test ahead, get it over to your house, and then I can get travel time up and start working on that. So yeah, I wish somebody would do score reel productions, but the thing is, there are just so many parts out there. If you find the right person, you can buy almost everything you need for a pinball machine used. I got boxes of stuff that I've been slowly collecting. I've gotten playfields that were parts, and then I tore them apart, and I got parts playfield pieces now. I've bought score reels and all different other things that I hoard, and I actually been using on customer games. So, what time is it? It's after 4. Went 2 hours and 11 minutes, or 10 minutes. It all depends. But anyways, does anybody got any questions while we're still here? Anything you want to chat about? Whatever. Any other odd questions? Why do I do this? Or what do I think about this? Or, you know, anything? I'll try to answer whatever I can as best as I can. But otherwise, I'm going to come back down here later and rip all these score reels apart. Yeah, and get them in ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, and if you also want to know what ultrasonic cleaner I use, go to harborfreight.com, and Mark's Basement Arcade Video is their ultrasonic cleaner. It's like the gray unit. Or you can go into my tips and tricks how-to section, and it will show you my new Harbor Freight cleaner. But I think it gets up to a little over 100 degrees, 110, or I can't remember. But to be safe, if you're going to ultrasonic clean your parts, I would do 100 degrees. So like I said, I tested it once, and I think maybe it was 125 max. I can't remember, but I know 100 would be safe, because if you can wash them in your water that comes out of your tap, your hot water, you can do that. The plastics are also designed for a little bit of heat. All of these will go in the ultrasonic cleaner. These are all the score reel parts. Do not, I repeat, do not ever put this in a ultrasonic cleaner unless you want a score reel with no numbers on it. Same with playfield plastics. Do not ever put them in ultrasonic cleaner unless you want a clear piece of plastic with no paint on it anymore. The ultrasonic cleaner will vibrate that ultrasonically loose, and it will come off. One guy in our group found out the hard way with score reels, and he's like, yeah, I put them in there and it destroyed them. I'm like, well, everybody has always said, do not put them in there. Same with playfield plastics. It's no. But yeah, I have personally never used waterless hand cleaner to clean a playfield. I've been wanting to try it, but I want to try it on my game before I do it on a customer's game, because my game, if I destroy it, it's my game. If I try it on your game and I destroy it, it may become my game, or I'm going to be searching for some parts. So I have not tried waterless hand cleaner. I would imagine waterless car cleaner may work too, but I don't know if it will or not. I would think so. It seems to be the same type of product, it's waterless. I don't know if the car cleaner is going to be more harsh, but I think we could all say if it's a waterless hand cleaner, it's not going to be that harsh, because it's for your hands. You know what I mean? It's your hands, so yeah, I would think. I have this stuff, which is waterless hand cleaner. However, it's got pumice in it. So that I wouldn't use on a pinball machine. I wouldn't never use it, but cleaning my hands. Oh yeah, Miss Dippin' Donuts, I'm back to these because what you gave me I got buried and I can't get to right now. So I had my daughter's graduation party, and I put everything over there, but I had all my other stuff over here, so I had to go back to my old box. But I'm going to dig out your stuff again and start using it, because I have so much of it. But yeah, this is that waterless, but yeah, there's grit in here. Yeah, this is cool stuff. You can just use this and just keep wiping, and all your dirt will fall off, and your hands will be clean, but I still use a towel. So yeah, I don't see why not. I wouldn't use. I'm rambling on, ain't I? Just say shut up, Mark. Yeah, I'm rambling on. I do this a lot. If you watch my show. All right. I still like washing my hands in the sink after doing this. I don't know. I just kind of feel like there's grit stuck all over in little fingernail areas or something like that. I don't know. I'm still going to wash them. But this is, I love using this stuff for working on pinball machines.
because I can clean my hands real quick and then just quick switch to something else where I don't have to worry about getting grease on or something. But yeah, they clean really good. So I don't understand why you couldn't use waterless. Yeah, no, I got a little grip stuff all over. Why you couldn't use it on a playfield? Like I said, I want to try it, but I want to try it on my games. And unfortunately, I am so busy with everybody else's games, my games are never getting touched. And I have to stop that. So I have Solar Fire, which is right here. I just got the playfield back, so I have to work on that. This is sold. Like I said, I've never finished it. I have to put the head on and do the last little bit of fine tuning, which I think I got done. I just have to make sure that the chimes are dialed in the rest of the way. And then I got travel time. I have a fun house and this little chief. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I have 4 games that I have to work on kind of all at one time. I have to pick up a fun house too. Excuse me. I forgot about that. I have to still pick up a fun house. And the fun house is getting a full playfield tear down and clean, and then all the pieces cleaned and then put back together. So yeah, that's a fun one. And exact same thing I did to your Hurricane. I have to do the fun house. So as you've seen the videos on that, how long that took. But then I want to do that to my cycle, and I want to do that to my space shuttle. So anyways, that's why my basement is a mess. So has anybody got any questions? Anything? Otherwise, I'm going to hit that goodbye button. And then we will see each other next week. If you missed any of this, you can rewatch it on Twitch. Or, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That's why I try to do this. I try to help everybody as much as I can, so you don't have to pay somebody to work on your stuff. Or it lets you see exactly what you're paying somebody to do. You can see, if you don't know exactly what's going on, you can look at your machine and you're like, okay, what do I do? So you can go to my YouTube channel, which is right there. You can go there and you can look for Williams Gottlieb machines or Bally machines. You can look up those that are on my channel, and you can see basically how to rebuild every single mech, especially this game, Williams Grand Prix. This is the most documented Grand Prix on YouTube. I can guarantee it. Every piece of this machine was gone through on YouTube, step by step by step by step, on how to rebuild every single piece on here. If you see the relay board that is in this machine, it will blow your mind. It is completely all 100% packed with everything. So this is the most documented. It might not be the most popular, but it is the most documented repair series on Grand Prix. I think there's 28 videos just on Grand Prix. One just for score reels, one for the stepper, one for that stepper, one for the player unit, one for the ball unit, one for the credit unit. Every single thing. But anyways, yes, please like and subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. It helps out. It helps me with these videos. Also, if you can, check out TVMGC. If you can subscribe, that's perfect. If you have Amazon Prime, there's a link right there. If you have Amazon Prime, it will that will show you how to subscribe to TVMGC for free. by subscribing to that and TVMGC, it helps out the Midwest Gaming Classic with I know this channel, every little bit of money that they make off of it, it goes to paying a bill for this or a bill for that. Everything I do on TVMGC is donation. This is my donation to the Midwest Gaming Classic because I believe that all that old gaming is a great family event. You can safely go to the Midwest Gaming Classic and hang out with your whole family. You could just let the kids go wild and do whatever you want, and you know it's a safe environment. There are so many people that are there that are gamers that won't let like machines get destroyed or whatever. Everybody's watching out for each other, and that's what I love about all this old gaming. If you can go to older arcades are popping back up again. They're a perfect family hangout spot. You don't have to worry about riffraff or anything. It's quality, good family entertainment, and that's why I donate all my time to TVMGC 1 day a week to do all this stuff. So I make nothing off this. I just ask if to subscribe to Mark's Basement Arcade on YouTube, and follow me there. It's free, so why not? And then that lets me know that you're enjoying what I do on this. Like I said, I try to do step by step by step. So if you got a problem with your stepper, you can just watch my video and pause it and go through and do everything and get your game back up to working again. Your stepper's rebuilt. It's doing its thing. You just gave yourself a thumbs up and a pat on the back and be like, I fixed my own machine. And that's what I want to do. I want to help all you guys to keep these alive and not until landfill, because this game still has another 100 or something years left in it as long as it's taken care of and maintained. They're very well overbuilt and they'll last forever, technically. There are so many places that are still making brand new parts for them. It's pathetic. I'm really surprised nobody has made playfields for this yet. But anyways, yes, thank you all for watching. I'll be back next Sunday. I hope my weekends are so packed this summer. I have to do outside stuff. I have to do family stuff. I have to do everything, so my summers are really sucking for anything pinball related, for repairs and rebuilding. So I'm going to make an effort to be on every Sunday, but I can't guarantee it because life is happening and it's summertime in Wisconsin and I have outside stuff to do. So I want to thank you all for watching. Within 3 hours or something like this will be on Mark's Basement Arcade, where it will stay forever. It does not stay forever on Twitch. So all my TVMGC stuff is on YouTube, on Mark's Basement Arcade. So with that, I can do this. I know everybody likes this. So you guys ready? I'll be back at Sunday at 2, and I'll have more pinball ideas for you. And you'll have things you want to talk about, and I will too. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you next week. Next Sunday, 2 p.m., same bat time, same bat channel. Take care everybody. Later.